We are live and on the air from F.J. Turner High School in Beloit, Wisconsin. Tonight we've got some exciting volleyball action here in the Rock Valley Conference as we've got your 1 and 2 Beloit Turner Trojans as they take on the 0 and 5 Cheesemakers of Monroe. Welcome to the broadcast, everybody. Christopher Flynn here on the call. You're watching Trojans Volleyball live on the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel as we've got the pregame show. Tonight is going to be an exciting one as Beloit Turner and Monroe meet once again. These two teams have met quite a bit over the last few years. And while it hasn't been pretty for Monroe in the last 5 meetings to be exact, and we'll take you back through the last 5 meetings real quick. As Turner versus Monroe, they met a lot of times, a few in exhibition matches and a couple tournament matches. Their first meeting over the last 5 years came on September 11, 2021 in a tournament in Broadhead where Monroe dropped both of their 2 sets, losing 2-0. The following year, on September 1st, 2022, in Beloit, the Trojans beat the Cheesemakers 3-0. Then they would meet the next year 2 times in 2023, starting with August 31st, 2023 at Monroe. The Trojans won 3-0 before they would meet almost a full month later, September 30th, in a tournament at Clinton. Monroe lost 2-0, and then their meeting last year, which we broadcasted here in Beloit Turner, September 5th, 2024, Monroe dropped all 3 sets, losing 3-0. Now, both of these programs have struggled a bit over the last few years, but Monroe has had a very tough go of it. Let's look at Monroe since 2022. In 2022, their last year before joining the Rock Valley Conference, they were in the Badger, and particularly the West Division, where Monroe went 4-28. They didn't win a single game in conference. They went 0-7. And they finished dead last 8th in the Badger West. Their first year in the Rock Valley in 2023, they went 5-18, finishing with a 2-6 record in the Rock Valley, and they were tied for 3rd in the Rock Valley with actually 2 other teams. And then last year they went 4-24, winning only 1 of 8 conference games, going 1-7. And they were tied for dead last in the Rock Valley in 4th. It's been a tough go of it for Monroe since joining the Rock Valley. And while Turner hasn't been much better, but they've had a couple of better seasons than Monroe over the last few years. 2022, Turner finished 9-15 with a 2-7 record in the Rock Valley. They finished 8th, unfortunately, which is quite low in the conference, but not last. That was the last year, by the way, that the Rock Valley had 10 teams and wasn't division-based. So McFarland was still in the Rock Valley for everything. Now McFarland only remains in the Rock Valley for one sport, and that's football. But Turner, they didn't have a terrible season. The next year was a big improvement, though. 2023, 15-13, where they finished 4-6 in the conference, and they were tied for 4th in the Rock Valley Rock. Now, they didn't have the best season in conference play, but they had a pretty good season overall. And then last year, it was a bit of a decline, 7-10 with a 3-7 record in conference. They finished 5th in the Rock Valley Rock, which the Rock, compared to the Valley, has 6 teams, so they didn't finish dead last, but it wasn't the best year possible. These 2 teams, they've already played in a few games. Beloit Turner's played in 3. They opened their season up against Shorewood in a tournament on August 29th. They won 2-0 before they would lose their next 2 matchups against Wauwatosa West and PU Catholic. Both ended up being 2-1 losses. And as for Monroe, they played in the tournament, and they lost all 4 games from that tournament, not even winning a single set. On August 30th, Luther Prep, they lost 2-0, then Darlington 2-0. Mount Horeb, they played Darlington one more time to end that tournament, and then most recently an exhibition matchup at home against South Beloit, where they lost 3-0. 3-0. They haven't won a single set to start this year, and actually last year when these 2 teams met, Beloit Turner and Monroe actually went into their matchup without having a single set won as well. And by the end of the night, they actually had a couple of competitive sets, but Turner ended up taking care of Monroe 3-0 to sweep that matchup against the Cheesemakers. Beloit Turner also very new-looking lineup. They've got a lot of returning players. A lot of their seniors like Maddie Honig, Malia Barnes, Emma Hartlub in her second year of varsity, Emma Bew, Casey Carl, one of the best players this team has without a doubt, Maddie Greenwood. Unfortunately, they do not have Kaylee Kramer. She's been one of their top stars over the past few years, but Kramer will not be playing, presumably, most of this year. She is out due to injury, so Kaylee Kramer will not be over the middle with Maddie Greenwood like they've been doing over the last couple of years. Greenwood's going to have to go this thing by herself, but obviously she's going to have some help, and presumably that help would come from Easton Gastisha, who's a sophomore this year, played a little bit of freshman year last year on varsity, and she is stepping up big, being varsity only this year. That should be exciting. We got a lot of first-year varsity players as well. Senior Ashaya House, sophomore Jayla Jackson, freshman Allie Bertelson, junior Giselle Lingjack, senior Tansy Van Vliet, and senior Mava Gabrielle. It should be exciting to see what they can do in their first years of varsity. And by the way, from those first 3 matchups for Beloit Turner, we don't have any statistics updated from those matchups, and the same goes for Monroe in their first 5, but we'll do the best to navigate through and guide you through this broadcast and how these two teams play. I'm very excited, though. This Turner team has good height. Maddie Greenwood, Easton Goskisha, like I mentioned, great height over the middle. And Kaylee Kramer, it's just unfortunate they won't have her. Casey Carl could definitely serve as a combination between her typical spot as setter and also a middle hitter. She'll be much needed in both spots. Emma Pugh, big striker. Over her career on varsity, 94 kills total, averaging 2.5 kills per set. She's been spectacular. We're getting even closer now to the start of our matchup here between Beloit Turner and Monroe. So we're going to take a quick little break, and then we'll be back for one more little moment before we start tonight's matchup. It's the Beloit Turner Trojans hosting the Monroe Cheesemakers. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Trojans Volleyball live on the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. Welcome back to the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. You are watching Trojans Volleyball Live. We've got the pregame show still here as We've got an exciting one between these two teams, the Beloit Turner Trojans and the Monroe Cheesemakers facing off. And just for a side note, this is not a conference game. Both these teams are Rock Valley. But Beloit Turner, part of the Rock Valley Rock, Monroe, part of the Rock Valley Valley. Now you may be wondering, well, that still should be a conference game. Not in volleyball. In volleyball, actually, with the conferences being the divisions, opposite divisions, playing opposite division teams does not count as a conference game. Maybe there's a conference out there that has that, but not in the Rock Valley. Now, for every other sport, basketball, baseball, softball, those opposite division matchups do count as conference games, but only one. So, for example, Turner plays Monroe, annually in basketball. If their girls' basketball teams were to play twice in a year, one of those would count as a conference game, the other would be a non-con. But in volleyball, any matchups that Turner would have against Monroe, Jefferson, Delavan Darien, against Whitewater or East Troy, those would not count as conference games. So tonight, not a conference game, but still very exciting. Turner's next game, though, is actually their conference opener. My mistake, the game after that, or depending, because Turner on the 6th, actually, a couple nights from now, or a couple days from now, they'll be in Broadhead for a tournament, and then after that, they'll start conference play. Next week, on September 11th, they have a home game at 6:30 against the Evansville Blue Devils. That is their first official conference matchup. And then Turner, for almost the rest of the season, is just conference play. Now, they do have a couple of tournaments. On October 11th, they're going to be in Clinton for a tournament. On October 18th, to end the season before the playoffs, the WIAA playoffs, it's going to be a tournament up in Wisconsin Heights. And as for Monroe, actually, after tonight, they have one game against Evansville. Wow. Ball just went by our broadcast area during warm-ups. Almost knocked my head off. But Monroe on the 9th, they have Evansville, which is not a conference game again, because it's opposite divisions. But after that, they'll start conference play against Whitewater. From that point on, throughout the whole season, they've got conference games except for October 6th. They're going to host Clinton. Again, not a conference game because that is opposite division, as you may know. But very excited for tonight. We've got some exciting volleyball action. We'll take a quick look at the Rock Valley standings real quick. Obviously, no one is ahead of anybody in regards to conference games because nobody has played conference games yet. But Edgerton, they have the best record overall in the Rock Valley Rock up to this point in the season amongst their exhibition games. They're 7-3. Broadhead's 4-4. Beloit Turner 1-2. Clinton's 1-3. Bigfoot's 1-8. And Evansville's 0-4. As for the Rock Valley Valley, Delavan Darien and East Troy, both 4-5. Jefferson's 2-5. Whitewater's 0-2. Monroe with the worst overall record at 0-5. I think I said Whitewater's 0-5. They're 0-2. Monroe's 0-5. Well, we are about ready to get set. It's going to be an exciting one tonight, and we hope you stay tuned in. It's going to be the Trojans and the Cheesemakers. Don't go anywhere. After the national anthem and the starting lineups, we're going to get started here with the first set. It's the Trojans and the Cheesemakers live on the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel.
Want me to test it?
Test. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an evening of exciting volleyball as the Turner Trojans host the Cheesemakers of Monroe. Welcome to tonight's event, and thank you for coming out and supporting both teams. The Rock Valley Conference takes pride in good sportsmanship and having all fans represent their school in a positive manner. Please refrain from any negative comments and taunting. We would like to thank the officials for being here, as they are the reason we are able to compete tonight. Please remember that your actions are a reflection of yourself, your school, and your community. We appreciate your respectful behavior and good sportsmanship and wish the best of luck to both teams. And now, if you aren't already, if you would please stand, remove any hats that you may have on, and join in the playing of our national anthem. And now the starting lineup for the visiting Cheesemakers. Number 5, senior Riley Nicholson. Number 10, freshman Leighton Kaiser. Number 4, senior Maya Wild. Number 9, senior Shannon Weber. Number 11, junior Holly Carpenter. Number 1, senior Brock Bunker. And your libero this evening is number 20, senior Kennedy Bagley. Coaching the Cheesemakers is Cassie Whitman, assisted by Leah Schultz, Peyton Wright, Maxine Pierce, and Bill Dean. And now the starting lineups for your Turner Trojans. Number 12, senior Casey Brown. Number 4, senior Emma B. Number 7, senior Malia Barnes. Number 5, junior Danny Paul. Number 3, freshman Allie Carlson. Number 15, sophomore Easton Kashika. And your libero this evening, number 6, senior Natalie Moore. Coaching the Trojans is Aaron Duarte, assisted by Elizabeth Kincaid and Brianna Nowak. Tonight's officials are Rodney Davis and Will Schrader, and line judges are Gene Jacobs and Steven Johnson.
Welcome back to the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. Christopher Flynn here on the call with you as we've got Trojans Volleyball live. It's their home opener of the 2025 season as they host the Monroe Cheesemakers of the Rock Valley Conference, of the Valley Division to be exact. Beloit Turner of the Rock Valley Rock, and we're about ready to get this thing rolling. Last year, mentioned in the pregame, these two teams met up last year on September 5th, and Beloit Turner swept Monroe, winning 3-0. Monroe, in the last 5 meetings, has not won a set against Beloit Turner, and as a matter of fact, Monroe's yet to win a set this season in their 5 matches that they've played, from their tournament on August 30th and their first best-of-5 match where they played South Beloit a couple nights ago. And we're about ready to start. Casey Carl, the senior for Beloit Turner's back to serve. We've got an electric crowd here. If you tuned into the JV game as well beforehand, Beloit Turner won in 3 sets, winning 2-1. An exciting atmosphere in that one. Carl sets and serves. We're ready. This one gets hit over. Carl's going to dig into it. Oh, Nick bumps it. That's going to go off the back. That's going to be an error on Emma Bew, and Monroe's going to take the first point here in this matchup. Going to get a quick Monroe sub. Number 8's coming in. That's the senior Avery Kaiser, coming in for fellow senior Shannon Weber. Kaiser in her second year of varsity. Weber also second year varsity. Barnes tries to spike it over, but Monroe's going to get a block and a point. And just like that, the Cheesemakers are up 2-0. Good start for Monroe so far. And I mentioned that Monroe's just been struggling this year. And they've struggled over the last few years, from their last year in the Badger Conference to their first 2 in the RBC. Cheesemakers trying to make a difference this year, especially in their first big game in the Rock Valley, even if it's not an official conference game. Carl's going to bump this up for Bew. She'll bump it over the net. Set up a spike there by Kaiser. That ball's still in the air. Honig sets it up. Nice hit over by the freshman Allie Bertelson. There's a spike. That one's going to get tipped by Barnes. Third hit here by Bew. She'll hit it over. Bew sets to Carl. On the right side, that's Kennedy Crawl. It's going to go off the ceiling, and it's going to bounce on the floor on Monroe's side. It's Turner's point. We've got an electric atmosphere. Whiteout is the theme right now, tonight, for Beloit Turner student section. Monroe doesn't have much of a student section, mainly just the JV 1 and 2 players on their side, along with some parents. That ball's out, and Monroe going to lose another point to Turner. And just like that, it's going to be 2-2. So it's been a tough start now it was a tough start for Beloit Turner. Monroe, though, now the one struggling, and that's going to go out. Turner's going to get another point, 3-2. Abuse now the one serving. She's a senior this year. A lot of great seniors on this Turner team. A lot of the seniors who are on this Turner squad, also softball players. That's going to be Monroe's point. Went over the net. And we are now tied up again at 3 points apiece here in this opening set. Monroe's sub, number 11 coming in. That is the junior Holly Carpenter. She's actually in her first year of varsity this year. Kennedy Vaguely, the libero for Monroe, will serve. Dig by Bertelson. Bertelson on the right side. Nice dig there by Nicholson. There's a spike over the middle and a block. Bertelson and Barnes in the vicinity. And that's a Turner point, 4-3. Emma Hartlaub will come in for the Trojans, taking out Malia Barnes. Allie Bertelson mentioned she's a freshman this year. Not many freshmen on this Turner team. As a matter of fact, actually, she is the only freshman. Hartlaub comes in and she'll serve. There's a hit over the middle. Easton got Tisha some mistakes. Bertelson will keep it alive, though. And Carl will ultimately catch it, realizing that's going to be a fourth hit, and that's going to be a Monroe point. Just a bit of an error there over the middle by Easton Gastisha before ultimately the ball was put back into play. Bertelson hit it back on Turner's side, not realizing that doing that would result in a fourth hit, but no big deal. Still a very close first set. 4-4. Here's the serve by Monroe. Bertelson with the dig. Gastisha will tap it over. Nice diving play there by the Cheesemakers. Kaiser hits it over, and you can't dive for it. That's a Monroe point, and they'll take the lead here in the first set, 5-4. We got an exciting crowd here, not just the Turner crowd, but the benches, especially Monroe's bench. They're very lively. Especially right now, they're playing very well against this Turner team. Dig by Bertelson. Crawl will hit it over. Nice hit. Here's the setup on the outside. Hona gets a hand on it. Bertelson gets it. Oh, it got blocked. Back on Turner's side. They got another chance. Bertelson hits it over. Nice hit, and the Trojans with another big point. And Allie Bertelson, she's starting tonight as well. And you can hear she's a freshman chance. We got a sub, Lauren Halen, coming in for Kennedy Quall. Lauren Halen, third year of varsity. She's a junior. She's been on varsity since her freshman year. This one's hit over, received by Halen. Carl will set it up. Bertelson taps it over. Another point for Bertelson. And it's 6-5 Trojans in the opening set. Bertelson's doing a very good job on the outside right now. Halen will serve again. This one will get over. And that will be Turner's point. That's an ace for Lauren Halen. And that is actually statistically, she had one ace coming into this season. So again, we don't have statistics. So unofficially, it's her second ace of her career. That's going to be Turner's point. They can't get it at the net. And now the Trojans starting to get a bit of momentum as they're up 8-5. It's Aaron Disworthy's first match at home as the new head coach of the Turner volleyball program. Previously last year was Hillary Best, and years prior to that was Casey Quinn. This one, Bertelson on the outside. Great spike, but an even better reception by Vaguely on the dig. Carl will set her up. Gastisha hits it over, and she finds the perfect spot. It's 9-5 Turner. So this was quite a back-and-forth match, or a back-and-forth set to begin with, and then all of a sudden, Turner's gotten momentum, and they're up by 4 points. We got a quick timeout, and that means we're going to take a quick little break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Trojans Volleyball live on the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. Welcome back to the School District of Beloit-Turner YouTube channel. Christopher Flynn here on the call. You're watching Trojans Volleyball live. The Beloit-Turner Trojans lead the Monroe Cheesemakers in our opening set, 9 points to 5. And back serving is Lauren Halen. She has had a very good serve up to this point, and unfortunately that will end off of a service error off the net. And it's now 9-6. Monroe will put up a point. We got a quick sub. Number 9, Shannon Weber coming in for Avery Kaiser, senior for senior. And it will be Weber who goes back to serve it. Set up by Carl. Bew with a great spike, but unfortunately it goes out the back, and that's going to be a point for Monroe. So now they got a little momentum out of that timeout. Weber will be back to serve once again for the Cheesemakers, the senior setter. Carl sets it up for Bertelson. She'll bump it over. Vaguely's got it. Set up over the middle. Spike. That one's going to get tipped by Bertelson. Bertelson on the outside. Hits it. Got it over the net. We got a little rally going. Great reception there. Great dig by Halen. Vaguely sets it up, taps it over. Halen gets it. Carl hustles, but she's not able to get good leverage. And Monroe with another point. So out of the timeout, Monroe entering the timeout down by 4 points. Now they're only down by 1. Nonetheless, it's 9-8 now. Weber will serve again. Her serve's been very good for Monroe so far. Received there by Halen. Gastisha taps it over. Vaguely sets it up on the outside. Tap by Riley Nicholson. Carl to Bertelson, and her spike has been spectacular. She'll find the hot spot, and just like that, it's 10-8 Turner. Allie Bertelson has been spectacular here in her home debut for the Trojans. Monroe's now going to get the serve here. I think they just conceded their serve. So right now we're getting a little discussion here from head coach Diswardy with one of the judges. Barnes will come in, take out Gastisha. I believe we're going to get right back into it. Looks like Holly Carpenter will serve for Monroe. Just a little bit of confusion here. But I think we're all good now. It's 10-9 Turner. They lead the Cheesemakers by 1 point. And that's going to go out of the back. That's going to be a service error, and Turner will take that point. Smart decision-making by the back there. Bertelson and Carl kind of backing off. We'll have a quick Turner sub. Kennedy Crawl, the junior, coming in for fellow junior Lauren Halen. Crawl in her 3rd year of varsity. Back on the court now in this opening set. Taps it over. Honig with a nice dig. Bew, great spike, but he got blocked. Back on Turner's side. Crawl will get it over, and that will just go out of bounds. Oh. It's going to be Monroe point. The judges had a bit of a disagreement, but ultimately they came in agreement that Monroe would get the point. Now the senior Brooke Bunker will be back to serve for Monroe. She's in her 2nd year of varsity. A lot of experienced players on this Monroe team. A lot of, experience in regards to high school, but a lot of them are, in their 2nd or 1st year of varsity. Crawl. Oh, that looked nasty. She's fine, though. She was just up at the net making a play, and she kind of can't even describe what just happened, but She's all fine. We're all tied at 11 now. It's been a competitive set. Carl sets it up. It's going to be a point on Turner as Monroe went over the net. But I was just mentioning that this Monroe team, a lot of seniors and juniors who are actually in their first or second year of varsity. They got a few third-year players. Nobody who's been on varsity all 4 years of their volleyball careers in high school. Ball will hit that over. Nice reception there. Bunker hits it over. Bew will let that go, but they will give the point to Monroe as Bew let it go, but it didn't go out. Well, knotted up at 12. If you're just tuning into the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel, we're hoping you're enjoying this opening set of this match between the Cheesemakers and the Trojans. It's all tied up at 12. It's still the first set. We started this matchup a little bit late. The JV game before this was quite long. Bertelson hit it over. There's going to be a point on Monroe. Serve, Monroe. That was Riley Nicholson. Kennedy Crawl hits it over. Kennedy vaguely hits this. Vaguely, my mistake. Nicholson hits it up for Honig. Honig will just bump it over. Spike, that's blocked. Gets over the net. Great diving play by Emma Bew. Bertelson on the outside. Great reception there. Set up. Hit over, Bertelson blocked, and it stays in. Monroe with a point, and they take the lead. That was a really good rally there between the Cheesemakers and the Trojans, but Monroe gets the better of them. I should say 14-12 now. It was 13-12. That point made it 14-12. So Monroe actually has a 2-point advantage. They could very well win their first set of the season. Carl to Bertelson. Bertelson's been really good here in this opening set. This one's hit over by Kaiser. That's Leighton Kaiser, and that's another Monroe point. Monroe has one freshman, that being Leighton Kaiser, younger sister to Avery. Avery's a senior, and we got a timeout from Turner. It's a 3-point lead for the Cheesemakers here in this opening set, and I think the big story for Monroe is that they've just yet to win a set this season. 5 matches. They've played in a total of 11 sets, 8 in that tournament to start the season on August 30th, and then 3 against South Beloit. They've lost every single one. Turner, on the other hand, they're on a 2-game losing streak. They won their first match against Shorewood 2-0. Then I mentioned earlier Wauwatosa West and Pew Catholic, 2-1 losses in both of those. And now these two teams meet kind of with these losing streaks, trying to end those. For Beloit Turner, obviously they're very confident, especially winning their last 5 meetings against the Cheesemakers and winning every single set of those last 5 meetings. They've played a combined 13 sets in their last 5 meetings, and, well, like I mentioned, Turner's 13-0 in those 13 sets that they've played in those 5 matchups dating back to September 11th, 2021. We're out of the timeout. 15-12 your score. Monroe with a 3-point lead in this set. Here's the serve by Riley Nicholson, received by Bertelson. Barnes will tap it over, vaguely with a great play, lunging at it, and off of the hands of Maddie Honig. She didn't know where she was going with that. That thing was hit kind of hard, and it was kind of hard to react, and now it's a 4-point lead for Monroe. They're 9 points shy of their first set win of 2025. In what is their 6th match of the season. Here is the serve off the net, but it gets over. Barnes, her big hit there went right into the net, and Monroe with another point. So Turner was on a big rally at one point before that first timeout. After that timeout, Monroe, they just had a fire lit under them, and right now they have been spectacular with a 5-point advantage. Great reception there by Honig. This is going to get set up. Barnes taps it back to Crawl. Carl hits it over. Diving play that may have went out, but Monroe played it anyway, vaguely. Here's a setup. Bertelsen on the outside just taps it over. Monroe keeps it alive. This one off the net, and Turner finally breaks that up off of a Monroe error. And there's a point for your Trojans. They make it a 4-point advantage. It's 17-13. Maddie Lucero and Malia Barnes will be subbed out. One of those subs coming in is Emma Hartlaub. She's coming in to serve. Last year, her first year of Varsity as a junior. She only played in one set. Doesn't have any statistics. There's an ace. Hartlaub with a big ace there. And that will cut this advantage down to 3 points. So last year when these two teams met, I believe it was the third set when Monroe and Turner played here in Beloit last season. We had a very similar set to this one in that third set that Turner ended up winning to sweep the match. Except this time, roles are reversed. It's the opening set. Monroe trying to assert dominance from the get-go. And that's going to go off the net. Error for Monroe and a Turner point. And it goes from 5 points down to 2 points down. Hartlaub's serve so far been very good. We'll see if she can keep it rolling. Hartlaub hits it over. Vaguely will receive. Hit over. Oh, that's a tough play. That was Hartlaub who received it. And then ultimately the ball just didn't come off the hands very well. And just like that, Monroe will gain a point. They're up by 3. We got a couple of subs. Hartlaub and Barnes are taken out. Kennedy Vaguely will serve for the Cheesemaker. She'll get it over. Nice reception by Bew. There's a setup on the outside. That one's hit. Received by Honig. That one's hit over by Bertelsen. Setup on the outside. Oh, this is getting a bit tricky. Whose point is that? It's Turner's. We got a sub. Lauren Halen coming in for Kennedy Crawl, and Halen will come right into serve. But that last point, just a bit of, what's the word? I can't think of the word, but it was right at the net. Both teams just kind of fumbling for it, but ultimately Turner got the advantage there as they got the point. Bertelsen will hit this over, and that's going to be Turner's point. As the ball was touched over the net there. It's now 18-17. Halen will serve here. This will tie it, but unfortunately it's a serving error out of the back, and it's now 19-17 Monroe. It's been a very competitive opening set. Two teams that have just had their struggles of the last few years in the volleyball program. Monroe, I mentioned in the pregame, just much worse. Hold that thought, actually. Carl sets this up for Bertelsen on the outside. Bertelsen, that's a great spike, but an even better dig. And that one's hit over. Turner gets the point as it goes out. Or my mistake. It did not go out. Yes, it did. My mistake. Allie Bertelsen serves that over, down by 1 point. Set up on the outside, received by Honig. Carl taps that over, and she gets it over. Point Turner, and they tie it up 19-19. A very exciting set, to say the least, in this opening set of this matchup. That one's going to be a Turner point. Little miscommunication on Monroe's side, and it's 20-19. It's a 1-point set right now. Turner's got the lead. Freshman Allie Bertelsen will be back to serve for the Trojans. That's out of the back, service error. 20-20. Coming into sub for Monroe, that's Shannon Weber, and she'll go back to serve for the Cheesemakers. And this serve gets more and more important as we fight in a competitive set. That's going to go out of the back, and a serving error for the Cheesemakers will give the Trojans a point and a 1-point advantage. So Maddie Honig will be back. 4 points to go to take the opening set from Beloit. That's a nice hit over. Bertelson will receive. Honig will bump it up for Bew. There's a tap over, but it didn't get over. It went off the net. Monroe gets a point there off my mistake. Turner got the point. Monroe made the mistake. They got an error as they hit it off the net there, and just like that, it's 22-20, 3 points to go. We'll see if Honig can get this in straight succession, or if it will be Monroe breaking the serve up at some point. Carl will set this up for Barnes. It got blocked. They keep it alive. And yeah, it won't matter. That's 4 hits there, and Monroe will get a point off of that. 1 point lead for the Trojans. For Monroe, I mentioned it could either be straight succession by Honig, or Monroe could break it up. That's their moment to break it up and give themselves a chance to win this set. Carl sets it up for Bew. What a spike, and it went off a Monroe player. And just like that, Turner will get a point off of that. That ball looked like it was going to go out. We got a timeout for Monroe, meaning we're going to take a quick little break. It's 23-21 in the opening set here as the Trojans and the Cheesemakers face off in Beloit Turner's home opener of volleyball. We'll take a quick little break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Trojans Volleyball live on the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. Welcome back to the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. Christopher Flynn here on the call, and we are getting close to the end, as I should say, to the end of this set, this opening set, as the Trojans lead by 2 points, 23-21. Casey Carl's back to serve for the Trojans, and if they get these 2 points right now, that could give them some hope going into set number 2, and that will be a point for Turner. And this is it, set point for the Trojans. Up by 3 points, they need 1 more to take set 1. Carl to the back. Oh, Carl's able to keep it alive. Barnes will hit it over. Vaguely hits it up for the Cheesemakers. Tapped it over. Carl sets this up for Honig. On the outside, Bew. That's going to get received by Weber. Barnes hits that. Great reception by Weber. Off the net. Turner point, and that will end the first set of play. Monroe came very close to winning their first set of the season. Obviously, they still got some more opportunities here. But the first set belongs to the Trojans. An exciting matchup without a doubt. And we still got more volleyball action to come. Trojans win the opening set 25-21. And they just got to win 2 more to win their home opener of the 2025 season. We're going to take a quick little break, and we'll be back in a few moments. Don't go anywhere. The Trojans have a 1-set advantage over the Cheesemakers. It's Trojans Volleyball live on the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. Welcome back to the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. We're about a minute out from the start of the second set. If you missed the first set, it's a very exciting one. Back and forth action. Early on, it was just back and forth between the two teams. We got a timeout shortly after Turner went on a big rally going up 9-4, but unfortunately Monroe went up, and it looked like Monroe was starting to run away with the opening set before Turner was able to get momentum back on their side and win 25-21. And now Turner's got to win 2 more sets, and they can win their home opener of the 2025 season. Their first 3 matchups were all neutral site tournament matches, this being their first home match. And with the tournament style, as you know, in volleyball, those matchups go best of 3, first 2 sets win at least most tournaments. But in, just a single matchup like this, one-on-one, no other teams involved, it's best of 5, first of 3 sets win. So it's obviously going to be a little bit longer. And again, I mentioned if you missed the JV broadcast, it was electric. Turner and Monroe back and forth in the 3rd set to determine the winner, and Turner ended up winning big time in that one. And we had an electric crowd here. Now, if you did watch it, unfortunately, you probably didn't hear it, but maybe you did. Maybe you heard it from your house. I feel like if I was at home right now, I could hear it from where I live. It was an electric atmosphere, though, and the atmosphere gets only more electric for this Varsity matchup. And we're starting up set number 2 now. Brooke Bunker's back to serve for the Cheesemakers, and we're underway on the second set. He was going to spike it on the outside, but it's going to be blocked back on the Turner side. Great job by Malia Barnes to get it over for the Trojans. Hit over there by Maya Wild. Carl sets us up. Another spike attempt by Bu. Here's a setup outside. Hits that over. That's out of the back, and just like that, Turner's going to get a point right off the bat. It's 1-0 Turner. Maddie Greenwood will come in, sub out Lauren Halen. And Casey Carl will be back to serve for the Trojans. Carl will get that, and that's going to be off of Riley Nicholson's arms there. She tried to receive it. It's going to be an ace, and it's now 2-0 Trojans. Carl's going to get it over. Nicholson has a hard time. She'll get it over, though. Honig to Carl. Carl to Bertelson. Bertelson got it over. What a point. That was a spectacular point there by Allie Bertelson, and now Turner's out to a 3-0 advantage over Monroe in this second set with a 1-set advantage. Bunker hits it over. Barnes will set it up. Greenwood was looking to go for it, but it goes over the net anyway. Carl sets it up for Bu. Spike! It goes over and it stays over as Turner gets another point. They try to block over the middle, but just a bad attempt as the ball fell straight down instead of going over back onto Turner's side, and Turner's on a 4-0 rally to start the second set. Carl vaguely dives for it, and she was able to receive, but it goes off and under the net. Another point for the Trojans, and they're up 5-0, making quick work here early in the second set. Casey Carl gets this over. Nice reception there, and another mistake by the Monroe side. And it's 6-0 Trojans. Not a good start to the second set at all for the Cheesemakers. And Carl's serve has been incredible, and Turner's going to get a point. Now Turner's up 7-0. Casey Carl will serve once again, and unfortunately... Oh, wait. No! Turner with another point. Her serve went off the net, but that same call again. Carl will keep her serve after that, and unfortunately that time Monroe will get a point. That's a serving error as that goes off the back, and it's now 8-1. Turner still with a 7-point advantage over Monroe. Wiley Nicholson, the senior, back to serve for the Cheesemakers. Nice aggressive serve there, received by Bertelson. That got over. Vaguely keeps it alive. That's a fourth hit, and Turner's going to get their serve right back and a point. It's going to be Emma Bew, the senior, back to serve now this time for the Trojans after Casey Carl had such a spectacular serve for Turner. Vaguely will receive Monroe's libero, and now she'll bump it over. Greenwood backs off so Bew can get it. Carl sets it up for Bertelson. Bertelson spiked it. That's going to get blocked back on the Turner side. They're going to try it again. Bertelson trying to get it over. She did. Monroe keeps it alive. Where did that ball go? It's going to go out, and Turner's going to get a point. It's 10-1, up by 9. It's been a spectacular start to the second set after they had their struggles in the opening set. Now it's hit up by Kaiser. Set up over the middle to Wild. Carl sets this one up for Barnes. She tapped it over. Nice play by Nicholson to keep it alive. Vaguely will hit it over. Bew will let it go, and it goes right on the line, allowing Monroe to get a point. In real time there, I can understand Bew's decision to back off and let that go. It looked like it was going to go out, but great hit there by Monroe to keep it in on the line, and the Cheesemakers will get a point. Only their second of the set, though. And as soon as they get another set, Kennedy Vaguely, the senior libero, served it, and she'll have a serving error off the net, allowing Turner to get a point and the serve again. It's going to be Emma Hartlaub now to serve, as the Trojans hold a 9-point advantage, 11-2. Here's a serve by Hartlaub. She'll get this over. Set up. That one's hit over. Nice play by Bertelson to dive and keep it alive. Set up by Bunker. That's it over. Carl will set this one up. Hartlaub. Bertelson. Back to Turner's side. It stayed in, and Turner couldn't get to it in time. Monroe will get the point. We'll get some subs. Number 4 taken out for number 12. That is Maya Wild taken out for Fiona Junk on the Monroe side. Got a couple subs for Turner. Let's see what Junk can do as she will serve. She's a sophomore, and she's actually in her first year of varsity. It's a big deal, obviously, and the diving attempt there by Emma Bew not going to be successful, as Monroe will get a point there. It's 11-4. So Monroe's going on a bit of a rally themselves now. They still have a long ways to work. They're down by 7 points in this opening, my mistake, second set. Maddie Greenwood shot over, got blocked. And Monroe gets another point, so they're keeping themselves in this thing now in this second set. Serve over, received by Honig. Ball, that's going to get tapped, and ultimately it's going to be a Turner point off of a touched ball in the back. Halen will come in for Maddie Greenwood, and Lauren Halen will come in to serve. Halen obviously going to try to get the best serve possible here as the Trojans are up by 7. Nice reception there. That's set up. That's going to get bumped over by Holly Carpenter, and Turner's going to get a point as it goes off the net. 13-5 your score, and we will have a quick timeout by Monroe. The Trojans lead by 8 points. We're going to take a quick little break during this timeout. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Trojans Volleyball live on the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. Welcome back to the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. Christopher Flynn here on the call with you from FJ Turner High School in Beloit, Wisconsin. Your Beloit Turner Trojans lead the Monroe Cheesemakers 13-5 in the second set. Lauren Halen Jr. is back to serve. And the Trojans also have a 1-0 set advantage in this match. They won the first set 25-21. That was a great play by Monroe. Carl sets this up for Halen. Halen will set it up for Allie Bertelson. She'll get it over. Great play by Kennedy Vaguely to dig down and receive it. Bertelson will tap it over again. She's been spectacular on the outside here tonight in her first home match on varsity. Bertelson will set this up for Carl. Carl hits that over. They let it go, but it stays in, and Turner's going to get a point. And again, sometimes in real time, it's hard when you are right by the ball and that thing looks like it's tracking out of bounds. It's hard to kind of predict if it's going to go out or not, so you kind of take your chances with the point. That's an ace. That's another one of those instances where it's hard to track, and Lauren Halen gets an ace because of that. That was a really good serve, great spot, and Turner's now got a 10-point advantage, and they need 10 more to win set 2 and be 1 set shy of a sweep, hopefully. Hopefully that's not jinxing anything, but we definitely love extra volleyball around here. That's another point for Turner, and they're up by 11 points now, so just some miscommunications on Monroe's side, making it very hard for the Cheesemakers to adjust. Halen will serve again, up by 11 in set 2, Vaguely. This one's set up on the outside. That's tapped over by Avery Kaiser. Vaguely. Oh, that's going to go off the net, and that's going to be a Turner point. That's a double hit there. And now Turner's got a 12-point advantage. 8 points to go, and set 2 is theirs. Serve over. Set up to the outside. View. Carl. Crawl. That's going to, block attempt going to get over their heads. And another point for the Trojans. Looked like that was Holly Carpenter. One of the players on that play to try to block. There's a serve that goes over and out. Turner with a 12-point advantage. Monroe only gets their 6th point. We got a sub. Shannon Weber comes in for Avery Kaiser, and Weber will serve for the Cheesemakers. We'll have another sub. Riley Nicholson will come in, take out Annalise Newcomer. I'll hold that thought, actually. No, we won't. That sub will not go through. Monroe's coach, Cassie Whitman, talking with the judge right now. So that sub will not go through, but no big deal. We will keep on rolling here. Here's the serve. Dug and received by Maddie Honig. This one's going to get bumped. Crawl kept it over. Crawl hits it. Great play there by Kennedy Vaguely, but unfortunately on the reception it goes back. And that will be a point for Monroe. Oh, my mistake, Turner. Allie Bertelson will go back to serve for the Trojans. She has been really good here tonight, especially on the outside. And now we'll see what she does on the serve. She gets it over. That just went out. Get some subs. Bertelson will be taken out for Shia House. That's the first we've seen actually with Shia House here tonight. She's a senior. She's the younger sister of former Turner student and athlete Nevaeh House, who played volleyball and is also a basketball player. That's a point for Turner. And Nevaeh House, she was really good at both. And in the 2023-2024 basketball season, I remember that year for girls basketball. Nevaeh House, Mariah Babilis were the 2 seniors on that team, and that was a year that the girls basketball team really changed here at Turner. It really got it was incredible that year what Turner did. That's a point for Monroe, but House that year was also on the volleyball team with one other senior, Haley Steffens. And now Nevaeh's younger sister, Shia House, on this varsity team as a senior herself. But Monroe's got the serve here. 20-8 your score in set 2. Turner leads by 12 points. That got blocked. Barnes was able to keep it though. Bew, little trouble with that attempt at the net. It's going to hit back over. House will receive. Emma Bew tried to spike it, but she misread it. And a bad hit off the net. She'll shake it off a bit. It's now an 11-point advantage. Monroe trying to keep this thing competitive. Set 1 was incredible. Set 2 so far hasn't been a very good one for the Cheesemakers, but they're trying to keep it alive, and as I say that, they get a serving error. We'll get a sub. Maddie Greenwood coming in for Lauren Halen. It's now 21-9 though, as Turner's 4 points away from hopefully a set 2 victory. One set shy of a sweep. Now it's going to get hit back. Kennedy Vaguely will keep this alive. Someone's got to get it, and unfortunately, Brooke Bunker went for it, and she just had a bad shot at it. Now it's going to be another point for Turner off that error on the Monroe side. Let's see what Carl can do here. 3 points to go. Just got it over the net, and that's an ace. Kennedy Vaguely tried to dive for it, and she couldn't. And now Turner's 2 points away from a set victory. Carl, she'll serve it over. There's a hit off the net, Turner point. And now we got set point in set number 2. Turner was successful on their 1 set point attempt in set 1. Can they be 2 for 2 and take home the second set? Carl just got it over the net. That's off the net, and that's a Turner point to end the second set. That is it for set number 2, and the Trojans on the spot. A tough first set, winning 25-21 nonetheless. Set 2 was spectacular as they won 25-9 there. Well, we hope you enjoyed that second set, but don't go anywhere. We've got at least one more set of volleyball, as we'll see if the Trojans can pull off the sweep or the Cheesemakers can make this thing a bit competitive. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few moments. This is Trojans Volleyball Live on the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. One minute out from the start of the third set here in Beloit. Welcome back to the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. You're listening live, or watching live, better yet, to Trojans Volleyball. Christopher Flynn here on the call, and I just want to remind you, next Friday, week 4, promote that broadcast just a little bit. Trojans at home versus the Cougars in their 3rd home game of the 2025 football season. Tomorrow night, hope you support the Trojans as they play their 3rd game of the season, their first road game and their first conference game of their football season against the Bigfoot Chiefs, as the Trojans look for a 3-0 start to the season after beating the Parkview Albany Vikings Week 1, 34-20, and then a Week 2 victory over the Delavan Darien Comets, 21-20. Some spectacular football action to come, but obviously we got to conclude with this matchup here tonight as the Trojans right now lead the Cheesemakers 2-0 with a bit of a rough first set, but they were able to get the job done. Second set, though, momentum was heavy on Turner's side. And now set 3, Turner could very well close this thing out and take home their first victory at home this season. And then on September 6th, they'll be up in Broadhead. Not to play Broadhead. Well, they could, but they won't be. It's not just a Broadhead matchup, but it's a tournament in Broadhead starting at 8:30 in the morning. So in the event that you do want to go to that tournament, maybe, just know it's up at Broadhead High School, 8:30 in the morning on Saturday, as that's going to get served over. We're underway. Third set. Can the Cheesemakers take one, or will the Trojans sweep as Barnes gets that over? Sets this one up for Wild. That's still in the air. Carl sets it up. Bew gets it over. Great reception there. Tap over by Bunker. Carl sets it up for Honig. Here's Bew. Block attempt. It stays on Turner's side. Or better yet, Monroe's side. And it's a Turner point. 1-0 to start the third set. What could be the last set? As I say that, and I want to jinx it, but hey, anything's possible. There's a point for Monroe. Maya Wild hit that over, the senior for the Cheesemakers, and it's now 1-1. Back to serve is going to be Maya Wild, the senior outside hitter for the Cheesemakers. What can Wild do here to give the Cheesemakers hopefully their first advantage in points? Since the first set, they'll do it. A little miscommunication on Turner's side, and the Cheesemakers put up a point. 2-1 Monroe. Obviously, they are on a long losing streak of sets, not just matches, but sets to start this season. And right now, this is the best chance to take a set finally, as they'll gain another point there out of the out-of-bounds hit, making it 3-1 Cheesemakers. Here's the serve from Wild, received by Honig. That's going to be set up by Carl to Greenwood. Nice spike there by Greenwood. She'll get a kill there. And it's now 3-2. That's something you don't see much out of Greenwood. Greenwood's more of your kind of middle player going for those blocks, but she can set up on the outside and make some plays like that. Emma Bew's going to be back to serve. That's going to be received by Kennedy vaguely. Bunker will set it up. That's hit off the net, and Turner's going to get another point, and they tie it up. An exciting start to the third set. Both these teams have been quite competitive. You will hit that over. Vaguely will set that up for Bunker. On the outside, off the net, Turner point. Turner will get the advantage once again. They started with a 1-0 advantage to start the set. Now they have a 1-point advantage once again, 4-3, and that's a tough one. That's going to be a reception error there on Mile Wild, and Turner's going to gain a point, going up by 2 now, 5-3. The momentum's going to be nice. This hasn't been a very long match. It's only gone for roughly more or less an hour. That one's hit over. That's a great block there by Barnes and Bertelson in the vicinity. This one's hit over. Oh, they kept it alive! But it's out of bounds. I mean, spectacular play by Turner. You got to give him so much credit there. But Addie Greenwood came in and hit it over. Unfortunately, just too much power. But you get the point. That was a great play. Monroe will get the point, though. It's 5-4 Turner. Kennedy vaguely. Monroe's libero will serve it. Turner's libero. Honig will receive it. Great hit there by Barnes on the outside. Point Turner. Gets a subs. Barnes and Honig will be taken out. Krall and Hartlaub will come in for the Trojans. Here's a serve by the senior Emma Hartlaub. This one's going to get set up. Nice hit there by number 14. Krall hits that over vaguely. Set up from Bunker. Great dive there. Oh, it stays alive. They got to get it over. They do. Great rally. Bunker sets it up outside. It's Monroe gets a point there. A whistle was called late. That was a great rally, though, between the two teams. That point there alone will tie this thing up 5-5. Barnes and Hartlaub will be subbed out. Honig's back in. It's going to be Kennedy Salt, the sophomore, to serve it for the Cheesemakers. She hasn't been on the court much tonight, but she's in now. That one off the net, Turner point. They're up by 1, 6-5. Come in, sub out Maddie Greenwood, and Halen will serve now. She hasn't had a bad serve here tonight. We'll see what she can do here, up by 1 point. She'll get it over. Received there by Maya Wild. Set up over the middle. Tap back to Turner's side. That's a great play by Kennedy Krall. And it's 7-5 Trojans. Krall, the 3-sport athlete. Volleyball in the fall. Basketball in the winter. Softball in the spring. That's going to get hit out by Monroe, and Turner with another point. 8-5 your score. Lauren Halen's serve's been good so far. And now the Trojans looking to keep this rolling in hopes of winning their first home match of the season. Goes over the net. That's going to be an ace for Turner. So now a 4-point advantage. We'll get a timeout from the Cheesemakers. We're going to take a quick little break here in Beloit, but we've had an exciting one. Trojans lead the third set, 9-5. They're up with a 2-set advantage. We'll be back in a few moments. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Trojans Volleyball live on the School District of Beloit-Turner YouTube channel. Welcome back to the School District of Beloit-Turner YouTube channel. Christopher Flynn here on the call as we've had ourselves a very exciting matchup so far. It's 9-5 Trojans over the Cheesemakers in this third set. That one's hit over there by Kaiser. That's going to land, and that's going to be a point for Monroe. Monroe's bench has been very energetic despite the struggles, losing the first 2 sets, and their ups and downs in this third set so far. They're keeping the energy and high hopes of hopefully at least taking a set, something they haven't done in any of their 5 matches. Start the season. Carl tapped it over, point Turner. Monroe just didn't expect that. It's now 11-6. Sub coming in, that's going to be Annalise Newcomer. Coming in for Avery Kaiser, and back to serve for the Trojans. Allie Bertelson, she'll get it over. Vaguely backed off there. Bertelson will receive. Carl will set this up. Bew spiked it. Nice play by the Cheesemakers. Kind of slowed down that spike before anyone tried to receive it. Halen set it up for Carl. Carl sets it up for Bew. This time she got an aggressive spike, but unfortunately too much power. Sends it out the back and gives a point to the Cheesemakers to make this a 4-point, right now, disadvantage for Monroe. But they're trying to keep it close. It's 11-7. There's a serve over, received by the libero Honig. Set up to the right side there for Kennedy Krall. Carl will tap that over, and that's a point for Turner. 5-point advantage, you're up 12-7. Barnes will come in to take out Crawl, and Maddie Honig will go back to serve. Here's the serve from Honig. Gets it over. Oh, and a reception error there. Annalise Newcomer was trying to receive it, and unfortunately just went right off the arms. Goes out the back, and Turner with another point. 13-7 your score. Serve over. Nice reception. This one's going to get bumped up. Oh, it's going to be a fourth hit. Kept it on their side, and Turner's going to get another point there off the miscommunication by the Monroe side. Good serve so far for the senior Maddie Honig. Maya Wild taps it over. Carl went and blocked it. This one gets pushed over. Honig, Carl, Barnes, spiked it, kill! Nice spike there by the senior hitter, Malia Barnes, and it's now 15-7, 10 points to go, and they will take the set, and better yet, they'll take the match in a sweep. Obviously, though, Monroe can make some noise, keep this thing close and competitive. We'll see how Turner responds to that. Carl spiked over, and it's off the net, and that's going to be Turner. Honig will keep the serve. 15-7. This one spiked over. Bertelsen, Carl. Bew hit off the net. It's going to be an error, and just like that, Monroe's going to get a point. This thing's cut in half, though. It's an 8-point advantage for Turner. Anything's possible, but Monroe, they've had their moments of getting momentum, especially that opening set. They had a lot of momentum from time to time. Second set, they had momentum when it was too late. Bew taps it over. Nice reception there by Bunker. Bunker will hit it over now. Bertelsen will receive. Carl will set it up for Bertelsen. What a spike and what a kill over the middle by Allie Bertelsen. She'll get it over, and it's 17-8. Casey Carl about ready to serve now. And that one's going to go out the back. Kennedy Vagley can't get it, receiving air, and Turner gets another point. And they are ready to close this thing out now. 7 points out from a sweep on the Cheesemakers. Something they've done in their last 5 meetings. Looking for now number 6. That's going to be an ace. Turner scores more and more, inching their way closer to a victory. Hope starts to fade for Monroe, but they try to keep the energy at least. Force some kind of hope block! Greenwood and Barnes in there with a nice play. 20-8, 5 points to go. We'll get a sub. Ashaya House will come in for the Trojans, and she'll take out the freshman Allie Bertelsen, and that could be the last we see of Allie Bertelsen, but in this match. But Allie Bertelsen was spectacular. Her first match at home on this varsity squad, and she made an impact big time. Definitely showing potential as the season goes on. Bew taps that over. That's Turner's point. Touched ball. And now 4 points to go, and the Trojans will take the victory. Here's the serve. Nice spike by Greenwood. That's a point. I mentioned it earlier. That's not much of Greenwood's style. She'll need to play a little bit. She'll need to adjust a bit this year, though, especially with loss of some of those seniors they had last year, names like Coldren, Lucero, Maya Banks, and then obviously without Kaylee Kramer due to her injury. But Greenwood's been good in these different roles. Barnes hit that over. Newcomer's got it. It's going to get bumped over by Wild. Received by House. Here's Bew. Spiked it. That's a point. That's a kill for the senior Emma Bew. 2 points to go. And they will have a sweep on Monroe a 5th straight time. My mistake, 6th straight time. Still a big number. Trojans, oh, they're loud. That's going to be a Monroe point. Crowd was jumping during the rally. Was that Turner's point? That was Turner's point. My mistake. I thought I said Monroe. So it's now match point, actually. Honig, Carl, Barnes for the win. Got it! Spike, kill, victory! And your Beloit Turner Trojans open up at home with a victory, 25-8 in the 3rd set, and they sweep the Cheesemakers, winning 3-0. What a spectacular matchup it was. Monroe kept it competitive in the opening set, but unfortunately they dropped it 25 points to 21. Second set, though, was when things went downhill for the Cheesemakers. Third set, they had a couple moments, but Turner was incredible from start to finish in that final set, including a spectacular spike there by Malia Barnes to hit it over and give Turner the victory. Well, they will win 25-8 in the 3rd set and sweep the Cheesemakers 3-0 and take home their first win at home. Aaron Deswardy's first win as the Trojans coach at home, and the Trojans will move to 2-2 overall in the season. Cheesemakers are now 0-6, and they have still yet to win a set. Well, Trojans up next on Saturday, tournament in Broadhead before they play their first official conference game next week on the 11th against Evansville. And as for the Cheesemakers, they have Evansville up next on the 9th before their conference opener on the 11th at home versus the Whitewater Whippets. Thank you for tuning in to the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. On behalf of the great staff we have here, I'm Christopher Flynn. We'll see you next time. That was Trojans Volleyball on the School District of Beloit Turner YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.